If religious trauma often involves fear, shame, coercion, control, exclusion, or betrayal, then trustworthy care cannot simply be declared. A congregation cannot just say, "You are safe here." It has to become a place where safety, choice, honesty, and shared power are practiced over time. This brings us back again to Their Eyes Were Watching God. Tea Cake did not simply announce himself as trustworthy. He practiced trustworthiness. He got up. He walked 7 miles. He showed Janie something different. And for our congregations, that is the work. Not simply to tell people they are welcome. Not simply to tell people we are safe. Not simply to tell people we are different, but to practice care in ways that make trust possible. SAMHSA defines a trauma-informed organization as one that realizes the impact of trauma, recognizes the signs of trauma, responds by integrating knowledge about trauma into policies, practices, and resists re-traumatization. That is the anchor for this part of our work. We are not trying to become therapists. We're not trying to diagnose people. We're not trying to fix anyone. We are asking, how can our congregations resist re-traumatization? How can we become communities where people are not asked to relive old harm in a new setting? How can we practice welcome in ways that are honest, careful, and embodied? SAMHSA names 6 principles of a trauma-informed approach. I want to translate those into congregational language. First, do not assume safety. Build it. The first practice is safety. Congregations often use that word too quickly. We say, "This is a safe space." We say, "You are safe here. Everyone is welcome." Those may be beautiful intentions, but safety is not created by announcing that a space is safe. Safety is what people experience. Safety is what the body can receive. For someone carrying religious trauma, safety is not proven by our intentions. Someone may smile and still be afraid. Someone may agree and still feel trapped. Someone may stay quiet and still feel overwhelmed. Someone may participate while some part of their nervous system is trying to survive. So trustworthy congregational care does not assume that because someone stayed in the room, they were okay. It does not assume that because someone smiled, they felt safe. It does not assume that because someone said yes, they felt free to say no. That means we do not force disclosure. We do not pressure people into prayer. We do not pressure people into touch. We do not pressure people into public sharing. We do not pressure people into forgiveness or reconciliation. We give people permission to step out. We give people permission to pass. We give people permission to say no. We give people permission to participate differently. We explain what will happen before it happens. We avoid surprise vulnerability. For example, instead of saying, "Everyone close your eyes," we might say, "I invite you into a moment of quiet. You are welcome to close your eyes or leave them open. You are welcome to participate in whatever way feels grounding for you." Instead of saying, "Turn to the person next to you and share something vulnerable," we might say, "In a moment, I'll offer a question for reflection. You may share with another person if you choose, or you may simply hold the question quietly." Safety is not what we announce. Safety is what people experience over time. Second, be clear, not vague. The second practice is trustworthiness and transparency. People harmed by religious systems have been taught to trust leaders who were not accountable. They may have been told to submit to authority without full information. They may have learned that decisions were made behind closed doors. They may have learned that questions were treated as rebellion. They may have learned that confidentiality was promised and then broken. They may have learned that leaders protected institutions before people. So trustworthy congregational care requires clarity. Trust is not built by asking people to trust us. Trust is built when people do not have to guess what will happen next. That means we are clear about confidentiality and its limits. We are clear about what a pastoral care conversation is and is not. We are clear about who will know what. We are clear about complaint processes. We are clear about boundaries. We are clear about what happens if someone reports harm. We are clear about what we can offer and what we cannot offer. And we do not say, this stays between us, unless that is actually true. Transparency is a form of care. Clarity is a form of care. Boundaries are a form of care. And for people whose religious trauma involved secrecy, manipulation, vague authority, or betrayal, clear process can be deeply healing. Not dramatic, not flashy, but healing, because it shows people something different. Third, make room for shared wisdom without exploiting survivors. The third practice is peer support. In congregational language, this means people need to know they are not alone. People who have experienced religious trauma may have spent years thinking, maybe it was just me. Maybe I was too sensitive. Maybe I misunderstood. Maybe I am the only one who still feels this way. Maybe everyone else moved on and I am the problem. So there can be real power in spaces where people can hear gently and without pressure, you are not the only one. You are not strange. You are not weak. You are not making this up. Other people know something about this too. But we have to be careful, because congregations can also misuse people's stories. We can turn survivors into curriculum. We can turn survivors into unpaid consultants. We can ask people to tell painful stories so that everyone else can learn. That is not trustworthy care. Trustworthy care makes room for shared wisdom without forcing disclosure. It may look like optional support or reflection groups. It may look like trained facilitators. It may look like clear agreements about confidentiality. It may look like letting people share only what they choose. It may look like saying you are welcome to pass and meaning it. Lived experience should shape our care. But survivors should not have to carry the congregation's education. There is a difference between honoring someone's story and using someone's story. So yes, we make room for shared wisdom, but we do it with consent, with care, with boundaries, with humility. The fourth practice is collaboration and mutuality. Many forms of religious trauma are not only about bad ideas, they are about power. Who had it? Who did not? Who got to speak? Who had to stay silent? Who was believed? Who was dismissed? Who was protected? Who was sacrificed for the comfort of the institution? For people harmed by high-control religion, shared power is not a side issue. It is part of trustworthy care. Downey writes, "The responsibility for naming such experience and changing power structures lies with the entire religious community, not with those who have been harmed." That matters. Because trustworthy care is not just being gentle with wounded people. It is examining the power structures, habits, assumptions, and silences that make harm difficult to name in the first place. It means asking, who gets to make decisions here? Whose discomfort gets centered? Whose anger is treated as dangerous? Whose pain is treated as inconvenient? Who is protected when there is conflict? Who gets believed? Who gets labeled difficult? Who quietly leaves? Trustworthy congregational care does not make decisions about people without them. It does not protect institutional comfort over truth. It does not use covenant language to pressure people into silence. It does not ask people who have been harmed to carry the burden of making the congregation feel innocent. Instead, it builds accountability for ministers, for boards, for committees, for staff, for religious educators, for pastoral care teams, for small group leaders, for the whole community. Because if harm is communal, repair must also be communal. And if trauma was shaped by powerlessness, then healing care must include shared power. Fifth, offer, do not impose. The fifth practice is empowerment, voice, and choice. This may be the most important practical principle for congregations. Religious trauma often comes from environments where people were told what to believe, how to believe, when to forgive, whom to trust, what to call their experience, and what healing should look like. So trustworthy care gives agency back. It asks, it offers, it honors no. It does not impose. We are not controllers of someone else's healing. We are not managers of someone else's spiritual recovery. We are not the ones who get to decide when they should forgive. We are not the ones who get to decide whether they should pray, sing, join, serve, trust, reconcile, or return to religious participation. So we ask before praying. We ask before touching. We ask before sharing someone's story. We ask before referring someone to a minister or care team. We ask before putting someone on the spot. We do not prescribe forgiveness. We do not prescribe reconciliation. We do not prescribe participation. We let people use their own language for their experience. Someone may call it trauma. Someone may call it church hurt. Someone may call it spiritual abuse. Someone may call it grief. Someone may say, I do not know what to call it, but something happened to me. Our job is not to correct them into our preferred vocabulary. Our job is to listen. Trustworthy care asks. It does not assume. It offers. It does not impose. Tea-Cake did not force Janie to trust him. He did not demand that she respond the way he wanted. He did not say, I walked 7 miles, so now you owe me belief. He offered something. He showed something. And then Janie still had agency. That is part of what makes the gesture meaningful. Trustworthy care does not demand trust as repayment for kindness. It gives people room to decide what they are ready to receive. Sixth, do not flatten religious trauma.